All right, Roundtable Podcast. I'm your boy Corey G, at Small Arms Danny, at Trey Speed, and the graphic gangster himself, Cole Susak. Brought to you by MaxEffortMuscle.com. We've had several guests on recently, so we're back just us chopping it up. We got the box in the middle. We're outside. I've really been inspired by some of these people we've interviewed lately. Luke Edwards gets a kidney a week after we interview him.
Yeah.
Jason opening his gym. Tony's fucking crazy-ass stories. It's really been I like, I've been into the groove with the guests, but I was looking forward to just chopping it up with you guys, though, too.
No, for sure. Yeah.
So what do you think, Trayvon?
Yeah, I mean, we had a wide variety of some really great guests the past couple of weeks that I think the listeners can take a lot away from. But I mean, I'm excited to chop it up with you guys again.
Yeah.
See whatever topics are brought to the table. Obviously, we didn't talk about them beforehand, so we have no idea what we're talking about.
Wait, do you mean that we didn't prepare, Trayvon?
See, but we're always prepared. We're always prepared, though.
Stay ready.
When you stay ready,
stay ready.
Talk about that, Cole. That's a good topic.
I just know that whenever I fucking roll up here, that we're podcasting. So whatever's in my mind or whatever topic we somehow get on, we're hitting it. Doesn't matter.
Dude, Aaron just walked in.
Perfect.
Should we just throw Aaron on
this real quick? Get in here. All right, yeah, here. Want me to go get him?
Yeah, go get him. You want to grab another mic?
Yeah, I'll grab another mic.
Grab another mic. Just keep it rolling. We'll just throw him in. Yeah, keep it rolling. Grab another mic, Cole. Grab him and grab another mic. All right, so we thought we weren't going to have a guest, but we're going to have a guest real quick. It's okay. Aaron from Storied Rivals. What I like about this is we've got a deal at Max Effort with Aaron from Storied Rivals.
What is Storied Rivals?
I'm going to tell you right now. Storied Rivals is a company that's been built over the last 15 years that captures all the highlights for about 25 schools within our area. And, man, I wish I had some fucking Storied Rivals. I know I'm making highlights against Treadway right now. But if I would have had Storied Rivals to see the time I almost dunked, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
to see the three.
Content of your
high school?
Of your high school sports.
Imagine
career.
if you.
That's a cool concept.
Dude, what? And you probably have maybe some stuff from the track, but because you're a little younger. But, dude, I ain't got nothing. I got some VHS shit, bro, and you can't even see.
Yep.
It sucks. AG had Storied Rivals. They did his baseball this year. To be able to go back the rest of your life.
Yeah, and check that out. It's sick.
Yeah, I want to tell my kids how sweet I was, but they don't fucking believe me.
Would you have gotten a scholarship?
Yeah. That was version kind of one of it, right? Check JJ Huddle. Shout out Cole Susak. Okay. When you get a microphone again. Did you tell him he's going to jump on? Yeah. All right, beautiful. So it's back to Storied Rivals. Us getting in with them has allowed the local high school to really be like, all right, who the fuck is Max Effort? These guys are supporting us. A lot of people don't support high schools, especially supplements, right? It's kind of like a foreign thing. So it's been cool. But the story of bootstrapping, starting a company, I mean, it's always here to the feedback from early guys like that, guys that have built something good, and he's doing what he loves to do for his life, which is awesome. All right, we got him or what?
Want me to test it?
Yeah. Give me a test.
Yo, mic test.
Oh, fucking
Does it
beautiful.
sound good? Good.
Beautiful. I like just on the fly, bro.
We're ready. Yep.
Grab that chair, kid. Let's rock.
All right, so I have a story about my football highlights.
Please.
So at Bellsville.
Get ready for this.
So at Bellsville in 2000.
Hey, grab that chair, Aaron.
2012 or 13.
Cole needs a chair.
Bellsville was way too poor to. Bellsville was way too poor to afford Huddle.
Okay.
Because usually there's a whole staff and the production thing that goes into Huddle.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm I think I was 14 at the time. I'm fucking grinding. I'm I need colleges to see this.
Sure.
So our coaches used to record on probably this VHS camera that had to be from 2006. The quality was fucking terrible. I edited that bitch myself.
Of course he did.
I probably spent 2 days total in Max editing my own highlights, fucking uploading them on my YouTube and shit.
Hell yeah. Well,
What was the music?
Oh,
I used the instrumental to No New Friends by Drake. And I edited my buddy Dalton's, and I think I used, it was maybe a Radioactive by Imagine Dragons, maybe.
Cole, you were a bright star early.
Facts, dude. I was hustling.
Bro.
They had a website called Scouting Ohio, which was literally Facebook for athletes.
Okay.
That was so underutilized, but that was at the time the only thing college coaches would kind of check out on their own to see about players. I was posting on that bitch like just bench 225 for 12.
Fuck yeah.
Just went to this camp, just did all this. And that's how I went on a visit to Purdue, Cincinnati, all that shit, dude.
I mean, you grinded a fucking visit to Purdue. That's pretty
I was
impressive.
marking the hell out of myself.
As a, 210-pound linebacker?
Dude, at that time, I weighed 180. Dude, so I roll into Purdue, and first off, whenever I got the letter in the mail, I was like, I cannot fucking believe this is real. It was a whole it looked like a handwritten letter that some designer basically made like a template.
Yeah.
Had my name on it, had the head coach sign it. You flip it over and it's like, all right, you can choose from any one of these games. So I chose to go to Purdue, Michigan State, and at the time, Michigan State was really fucking good.
Yeah.
Went to Purdue. As soon as I roll in there, there's guys 6'1", just massive. I'm standing to a dude that looks yoked as fuck to my right. And I go, oh yeah, what position you play? Thinking, I don't know. He might also be a linebacker. He goes, yeah, I play corner. I'm like, oh fuck. Yeah, but it was awesome.
This dude's a grown man.
Facts.
All right, Aaron. Welcome to the show, bro.
What's going on, guys?
Aaron from Storied Rivals. Good to have
see you guys. Absolutely.
We obviously didn't plan this, so that's the best kind.
Yeah, it's Football Friday, man. So just
we won't keep you for too long. We know you got a lot to do today.
No, we're good.
But I gave him a little kind of background on what you do, but tell us early how you started out, where the idea came from. I know it's 15 years ago, right at this point. So give us a little background.
Man, it's such a long story. But really, we came out in 2008, started doing this. My background was in journalism.
Okay.
Wanted to be on SportsCenter. That was the dream, be a broadcaster.
You are basically right now.
Yeah, I mean, it has evolved. In 2022, I mean, you don't need a studio now to have SportsCenter, right?
Yeah.
So 2008, said, let's quit the TV business. Let's start doing something a little more high-end. I grew up watching Inside the NFL.
Yeah,
which was a lot more interesting maybe than the game sometimes because the way they wrote out the game highlights and from behind the scenes. So, and really when I was working in TV, what I found was we couldn't get to all the games. And even when you did, you could only show 30 seconds. So the thought was, would people want to have more and really be able to pay for it? So we were changing the revenue model as well. What are people willing to pay for? Because the existing media model at that time was still all straight advertising.
Sure.
So we flipped the media model a little bit to where you can buy your own media coverage, and then we still have sponsorships and advertising along with it.
Fuck yeah.
But how can you do it more high-end and need to generate more revenue? And high school sports is a crazy niche because, there are people that are fanatical about high school football across the nation, but most of the time you only care about the team in your backyard.
Yeah, true.
So it's a very limited audience, but that one audience and that one community is super, super passionate, even though it might only be a few thousand people.
I think also capturing, me and Trey was talking about this, I wish I had my highlights, bro.
Right.
The capturing, and obviously things are different now anybody can have their phone out, but to have high quality SportsCenter level type production for your high school, because you guys covered AG's baseball season last year.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's the idea.
You're giving us memories that we would forget otherwise.
Well, I'm glad you appreciate that because at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, we capture some unreal highlights because we are at so many events.
Yeah.
But the North Star of what we're trying to do is capture the memories, right? If the camera's not rolling, you cannot get the memory.
Facts.
And we were first start growing the business, I would meet with a group of moms, of football moms. And
you went in through the mommies.
Well, you got to. I learned.
You got to?
Yeah,
there's the fucking clincher. Yeah, shout out to the mommies.
Because sometimes at the time the coaches didn't care. The athletic director certainly didn't want one more thing to worry about. So you went through the kids and through the moms, and they made it happen. But when I talked to the moms trying to grow our original clientele before people really knew what we were, I would tell them, look, you guys are going to talk about this, and you're really excited for football right now. It's July, August. You're super pumped. I said, but I guarantee you in November you will be crying, and we're the only ones that can give that back to you because it'll be over. So,
especially when your kid's a senior.
Right. It goes quick. So we're trying to capture those moments with your buddies, the behind-the-scenes stuff, and make a mini movie of the game so you remember what it felt like on that fall day.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch – now this game didn't turn out well for Granville. We're here in Granville, but in 2019 – I think, or 2018, Licking Valley. It was the year Licking Valley was state runner-up. They played at Granville, I think, week 9. Licking Valley won, but the fall leaves were so gorgeous that day. And when you watch the video, it takes you back to that moment in time.
You can feel it.
You really can, man. So it's fun. And if you look at our Twitter right now tonight, week 3, we are all over the state. We're at St. X in Cincinnati.
I was just saying, how many games are you capturing now?
Over 20 a week. Over 20 a week. We one guy a week. one guy at a game per week.
Yeah.
So we're at St. X in Cincinnati. We got a guy in Martins Ferry tonight.
Oh,
Shout out,
you know,
WBC.
High Valley.
Down in the Valley. I was in the Valley last night for Union Local. And what's cool about what you guys are doing is we're able to get max effort into the different high schools and introduce them into the brand. And they really, really enjoy it. You know, last week we were in the Valley, Ohio, Union Local. That coaching staff already knew all about the max effort team.
Who's the coach there?
Bernie Thompson.
Okay.
So he's a big follower of the program.
Him and some of the assistant coaches they did the powerlifting meet at old school.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Hell
So,
yeah.
they're
Shout out Bernie.
true
What's
OG
up?
guys.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
But the plays of the week. So the plays of the week come out every Friday. Check out Storied Rivals on social media. You're going to see the top plays of the week from Central Ohio and the Ohio Valley. And that, of course, is sponsored by Max Effort Muscle. Yeah. And our player of the week, you know, we had who did we choose this week? It was the quarterback at Talmadge, threw for almost 400 yards in about a half of football.
Well, and just being able to for us to be associated with the kid that's had a stud performance like that, and it's a great opportunity, Aaron. We just really appreciate it. I want to go back to when you made the jump.
Yeah.
Because I think that's something that's understated a lot of how that mental. You said, hey, this is what I think people would want. But that jump to say, I'm gonna actually go do it. What was that process? Obviously, you were much younger. You probably didn't have kids. You maybe weren't married yet.
Yeah.
But taking that chance and then scaling it is what's scary for everybody.
It's crazy scary. And I was just telling Ben Kaufman the other day about
Shout
I don't
out
know,
Ben.
Right. I don't. If I were to do it today, I don't know if I'd have the balls to do it. For something about that period of time.
You think because you have more things to handle now?
More things to handle, obviously family, more responsibility. But, you know, when you're younger, you want to take a little more risk. And I don't know, I felt like my back was against the wall. I really wanted to do something. And then you start feeling that pop of people really being interested in what you want to do. And really you're always trying to problem solve. How can this business potentially work? Because the thing with us was it wasn't like we were starting a restaurant. There have been a million other restaurants.
This didn't exist.
I didn't know of it existing anywhere.
Yeah.
I knew of a dad that might charge a couple $100 to make a film, but never trying to scale it as an actual company.
Yeah.
So learned as we went, but making the jump was really I tell people the story all the time. So in 2008, I was like, I quit my TV job without a real job. I actually went back and worked for a buddy's print shop.
Okay.
And left the media business. And while then I was trying to plan how do I create this company. I'm sitting there creating logos, and I was calling my football contacts that I knew. I said, would you want a highlight video? Keep in mind I had no video equipment. I had nothing yet. I didn't even really know how to edit nonlinear.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, nonlinear editing is computer editing.
Oh, okay.
So when I worked in TV, even in 2008, we did tape-to-tape decks.
Oh, geez.
Still, right. A little old school.
Yeah.
So I didn't know, and I didn't know much about equipment at that point. Really didn't know anything. So I'm emailing schools, calling moms. Finally, my alma mater, John Glenn, said in about week 4, they're like, yeah, we'll do it. I charged them $800. I'm like, sweet. So let's order gear.
So
I had to
15
figure it
years
out.
ago. Was Frank still there?
Yeah.
my cousin.
Yeah,
That's
the old
cool.
relative. Yeah. So made the jump, and then people were like, what is this? And we took advantage of YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, YouTube came out in 06. It was still really, really new in 08. I'm like, look, I don't need a multi-million-dollar TV station to get information out.
Yeah.
And we really took advantage of that. And really the first 5 years, we really just delivered a season film to the team and didn't produce on a weekly basis. But then once I really thought about it, I'm like, we're a media company. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, let's start distributing it on a weekly basis. Let's actually act like a media company that gets sponsorships. Let's take advantage of the audience we have and the people that love what we do. But to answer your question, the jump is tricky, man. It is. Even today, you know, yesterday we did payroll. I'm like, this is stupid. This is a lot of payroll, man. Like, how do you do this every week? But it just kind of works itself out. You keep grinding, and at some point, just talk about you build confidence. At some point, you just become so confident that this is going to work. I'll make it work.
You're going to have a solution.
And you figure it out.
When I made the jump from personal training to MP, which was around the same time, like 2008, I just remember, like, Ray had just quit her job because she was going to stay home. We had saved money for her to stay home and raise the kids. Alex is, I don't know, maybe, let's see, he's a senior. He's probably 3, almost 4, and she's pregnant with Madeline. And I'm like, now I'm about to quit my job, give all my clients away to start some company with a guy in Denver I never met before in person. Great idea. But I was like, if I don't give in my mind back then, Aaron, I was like, if I don't give myself a chance to try to be my version of Bill Phillips, because that's who I looked up to, right? The EAS guy. I got to roll this dice once to give myself a chance at it. And And yeah, I don't. It just did not make mine. Didn't make a lot of sense on paper, to be honest with you. Just fucking glad it worked out like kind of how it did.
Right.
But I don't know. There was just something inside me that was like, I think it's just time to fucking.
Right.
And also the way I process this is 2 ways. I knew I could get more clients. It would struggle. Rachel cashed out her 401 from her being a teacher over in Hebron, and I had to pay the taxes to pay my mortgage for like about a year so I gave myself a little leeway. But like I was like, well, fuck it. The same way I looked at going from the coal mine to personal training was I already did the job. That's my fallback job. I already did it. I wasn't scared of it. I was actually pretty good at it. No big deal. If this shit don't work, I'm just going to drive my ass back home and get back underground. I looked at the same way when I jumped to that. If this supplement shit don't work, I can go back to personal training. So I think along my way, it was scary, but I had already lived the previous job previously, and I was okay. So, and to me, I already felt successful because I was already out the coal mine. So that's the way I process it, and I'm trying to like do better job of explaining that to people because that's where they limit themselves at.
It really is, and it's so important. Like, thank you for sharing those stories early because those are the stories that keep me going, to keep other young entrepreneurs going as well. Because there's like, it's not just me. It feels like it's just
everybody,
you,
bro, that tries.
but it's everybody that tries, and there's those scary moments, those risks you take, and so I related to that. You know, I've listened to you tell all your early stories back when you were starting podcasting. You really put a lot on the table, and I listen to that as motivation to keep going. And that, you know, you're going to figure it out. You keep grinding. It's going to pop. It's going to work. But like even like what you said, you know, I worked in the media business. I was tired of killing myself. It's like, you know, I'm going to kill myself. I might as well benefit from it personally instead of someone else benefiting from it. Because I'm not going to stop working hard.
This is what you do.
Yeah, I'm going to keep working hard, so I might as well roll the dice. And really what I also thought was I was 28 at the time. It's like I try to forecast the future. I'm like, what will 15 years from now look like if I'm still on this track?
Motherfucker, you sitting right here.
Well, it would be what if I didn't do the jump?
Yeah.
And the trajectory was I'd be 40, 41 like I am now.
Yeah.
I'd have a kid that I couldn't even spend time with because I would never be home.
Yep.
And then I'd be 15 years too late to even fix it. I'm like, let's fix it now. Let's take the chance when I can, and hopefully 15 years, now I can sit here with you, do a podcast, talk about what did and didn't work.
Yeah.
And
think about this guy, because, well, Danny would be around this age, but, like, you didn't really start till 28 or 30. My big one didn't start till 28 or 30. These dudes is so young.
Oh, they
know
such
what I mean?
advantage.
And Danny just now 30. It's like they're so far ahead, bro, and already know so much more than we did.
Oh, yeah. What I love about their age group is that they're rolling the dice early. They're giving up some of their young fun.
Yeah.
Still
For
having
sure.
fun, but also grinding. A lot of people this age group don't grind early. They so you guys are going to have the major advantage, because you're living it every day.
100%. It's good. Cole, go back to you, buddy.
Yeah, let's. I'm interested to hear what was the process like of starting out with. How many guys did you originally start out with? Like, was there like 4 of you guys?
One.
It's him.
Me, man.
Just you? So yeah, talk about that to now where you have 20 different creative dudes. And talk about that evolution, because as a creative, like you know that your skill, but how can you trust like those other guys to produce at the same level of quality?
Oh man,
you know?
Yeah. There's so many stories that go into that. I mean, we have like 8 full-time editors. I think I don't really edit anymore, but I shoot a lot, still film a lot of games.
You like still being on the ground floor like
I
that?
do.
Yeah,
I do.
can
Not
tell.
as much.
Yeah.
You know, like tonight, like or I'll film a game and tomorrow my feet will really hurt.
Yeah.
You know. But I do enjoy being out there and experiencing the game and just doing what I do. But when we first started hiring people in, like my first editor who's still with me, Sean, he's unbelievably talented. But I remember looking over his shoulder and like picking it apart and wanting to change everything because I didn't do it. And now I force myself to watch and I try to see the creative side. Obviously, we have a formula and we want things to look, but I also try to give a little creative. I'm like, so instead of like judging and be like, nah, that's not it, be like, okay, I see what you did. Okay, I like that. Let's go. So it's very hard to scale a service-based business in order to get the right people to be able to do it. But, and I don't know, you've probably said this before, other people said it before, you want to hire people and work with people smarter than you. So I have a lot of people way more talented than me in certain areas.
I can't do what most of any of my guys can do.
Right. Like Danny's a beast at content.
So why am I even going to try?
Trey. Yeah. Cole, I mean, I talked to Cole about graphic design in the past because I can mess around.
I think that's how we heard about you, is because you did some work with Cole.
Right. You know, Cole reached out, or I reached out to him because I saw he did some work. I'm always looking for graphic designers because I'm kind of a self-made hack, so I'll do a lot of it on my own, but I want help, and Cole had a skill set that I liked and his style, so And then I was like, oh yeah, he does work for Max. So, but yeah, man, the people and the scalability and getting them all on the same page. I'd like to think that's part of our secret sauce too, is our ability to train really quickly. If someone wants to do it, I could teach you within 2 weeks if you really wanted to. If you don't want, especially you're already creative, you got the mindset. But if you don't want to, I can't teach you. And can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's pretty true. If you were a camera guy and you came to me, you'd already have your style and think you're the best ever. I'm like, nah, that doesn't work for us though.
Yeah, because you've got the style, you want to deliver it.
Very much.
Makes sense.
And what has changed too in those 15 years is everyone has a mirrorless camera with really crispy, nice lenses, and it doesn't take much for something to look pretty sick. But in the end, I don't think they always have the cinematography side of it. They don't know how to frame a shot. Sometimes it's really shaky, but it pops because they got the great catch and the bokeh was really good on the camera. So now you're competing with that, which we didn't really have that in the past. True. So everyone has a camera now. Everyone produces highlights. Where I think we win is the consistency of the product and how we, like, if you were to edit a film, I could pick it apart. You'd be like, I didn't think of any of those things. Like, well, those are the things we look for.
Hours, bro.
That makes it stand
that, but
out.
also like the relationship that you've built with like all these coaches.
Yeah.
Like anyone who's like trying to basically like rip off what you guys are doing, they haven't put in the years or went out and made all these connections to where it could last forever.
Right, man. The relationships are huge. I'm really that's the best part of the business, guys. And like, it's the relationships with the people, the lives you guys are changing with your products you sell and the workouts you put out and the relationships we make. If we stop doing business with somebody for whatever reason, could be financial, could be just they're moving in a different direction. I mean, my heart hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I consider people we do business with, family, because we are in the locker room with them. We are their family. But just the people I meet, man, meet people from all over. Every community is different. Every coach is different.
Yeah.
And every parent group is different. So it has definitely been interesting to go around and make those relationships. But that's what I value most. The people I get to see on the sideline when I go to a game. Certain schools I'm there more often, so they know me more. Yep. So that's always a cool experience to get to different
helps you're
towns.
a genuinely nice guy.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I believe people
appreciate
like you, and when they see you, they're like, "We want to support this guy."
I try to.
I think it's just that's just your nature, bro. Which helps, because that's why I always told my mom, like, glad I grew up in this small ass town, and you taught me how to treat people, because at the end of the day, the intangible is people got to know, like, and trust you. Know, like, trust.
Right.
And then they want to support you.
And
those are keys.
And I've modeled a lot of what we do because I only met you last year, but have followed the brand and your journey for about 10, since the MP days. So you putting out the content you have and being transparent as you have. I'm not a very transparent guy. I'm not good at – I like to just work in silence, grind, and I'm not vocal enough. I feel like if I would be more vocal, we'd probably be a little more successful because I don't put myself out there enough. But you doing that along the way probably impacted quite a few people, just that thing about quitting, whether it be fitness or business.
Yeah. Well, everybody has some thoughts. That's the key, is getting through them. That's for sure.
It really is, man.
Daniel.
Yeah, you kind of just answered it right there. But like, as far as like sources of inspiration, you keep talking about like you started developing like a formula. Obviously, it evolved over the 10 or 15 years, right? So like, what kind of where did you kind of look for when you started out? Like, what was your starting point, and then how did that kind of take hold? Because I'm just thinking about like when you go and show up on a Friday night, like, what does that even look like? When do you get there? What are you doing first? Or like, how did you even know where to start?
Right, Dan. That's cool, man. That's a great question. I always wonder, like, how do we develop it? It's like you just do it and you figure out what works and what doesn't, because we didn't have anyone to model after. And I do
There's
feel
no
like
blueprint.
No, there hasn't been. There isn't. And I do feel like there are people that have seen our blueprint and tried to, and it's cool. I mean, that's what happens. What happens in life. They see what we do and they want to do it too, which I find inspirational. I think it's really cool. I like people to tag us once in a while and be like, "Hey, man, I saw this. Thanks for the inspiration. Just give me that at least." But we've developed the idea was we go to the game and capture. It was really big about the coaches wearing mics and getting behind in the locker room and all those different things. But then it just evolved into how we break down the game. When we first started doing it, I wasn't even going to put music behind it. The idea was just we're going to have footage of games that no one else has, so let's just put it out. Then we started paying music licensing fees. I figured out how to approach the game. But we get to a game, the kickoff's at 7, we get there at 5:45, and we start going through the gambit of capturing and documenting. We're not like we're filming 3 hours. We're very strategic in how much we film and what we film. Just trying to get the images that help tell the story try to get beautiful images, and it's hard to always be creative. But just force yourself to get the images. We don't need team offense at the end of warm-ups. Like, that's boring. I want faces. I want moments. I want cinematic.
For sure. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Sick. Trayvon, fellow camera extraordinaire, your turn.
So like I don't have a question, but I just think it's like Corey was saying, like it's just a super cool concept. Like I'm thinking back, like if I had like more track memories or something shit like that from
Yeah,
my
it'd
high
be
school, it'd
amazing.
be like super sick and everything.
Yeah. Well, and Trey's on the younger side and still didn't have that access.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like it was light years for us, bro.
Big
But
time.
even not that far, you'd been 5 years removed from high school,
Yeah.
roughly. You know what I'm saying? So just that even with the younger end, to have it presented the way that you present it, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking
Yeah, because like
outstanding.
like you said, like it's about like the memories. I mean, that's what it's about. So like, once those are passed.
Once they're passed, you can't. Especially when you operate in a world that's like ours, right? We do so, and everyone's busy. So I'm not saying we're busier than the world, but we got so much shit going on, bro. I swear the memories just keep getting jammed further back. You know, I mean, the memory of me beating Treadway today will be long gone in a couple days.
Gonna poster
Clip that. It would be the poster dunk.
Yeah.
But the reality is that we're doing our own storied rivals for that. It's called Jump Bros.
I love it. You should do some epic pieces too, where it's like a real slow build, Kyle. You know, just a real slow build with some epic music, and then
there's going to be some epicness of this last one. But I think that right there is what you should value, bro, because you are giving some. Like, look at it like this, man. Some people never compete in anything again. We're outliers.
Yeah, good point.
We're complete outliers, bro. We still got practice time. We still got game days. We're still pushing each other competitively, whether it's business, whether it's in that fucking gym right there. Most people don't do that. They're poke high fucking Ed Bundy or whatever,
Al
Bundy
yeah.
the rest of their life, because that moment in high school was the only thing they lock into for the next 30 years, bro, at every barbecue. Now, I still got those moments, too. I was just telling one a few minutes ago that alley-oop I threw my homie on we came down on the 1-3-1 press, and I hit him with it. I was telling Brian, but if I had that captured, boy, I would have brought it up. In that emotion. So you should be real proud of that, because that's something that you're giving to these people for the duration, bro. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, thanks so much. It's fun. It's fun. It's a challenge every day, and like you said, competing. I think that's nice.
Yeah.
You guys, you don't think about it all the time, but like you said, the gym, business, life, we're competing, and just trying to better yourself every day. I can't imagine not doing that. I'd be kind of bored, I think.
What? Right. Wait, Kyle was giving me a spare frame. We've got to take a break.
All right, cool. We're going to commercial break. We'll be right back.
The Roundtable podcast is brought to you by Max for Muscle. With us is Director of Sports Performance, Mr. Tyler Treadway. Mr. Treadway.
What's up, Cole? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Cole, you know what?
What?
I had this college coach call me the other day, and you know what he said to me?
What'd he say?
He said, Treadway, I need hooked up with a product that's safe and effective for my guys. They're not going to piss hot, and they're going to
They're not going to piss hot. This
you know what I said?
motherfucker.
What'd you tell him?
I got you, Coach. We have 2 products that are sponsored. Two products
Keep it
that
going.
are NSF certified through that label, and this has been awful.
Oh, you're good. Treadway's
All right, run it back. Here.
Treadway's
hold on.
challenge today.
This has been a rough
hold
day.
it.
It's been a rough day for me.
Bro, Treadway's been having a rough ass day.
You're me on mute.
All right, we can go. We can bring it back.
All right.
We'll bring it. Hey, just make sure you speak into as you guys are going back and
Well,
forth.
no,
Yeah.
I'm now Treadway.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
This episode of the Roundtable podcast is brought to you by Max Effort Muscle. Here to talk to us about Max Effort Muscle is my good friend Cole Susak. Cole, what's up?
Hey, what up? Actually, I'm Treadway. You're me. So we have 2 products sponsored that's NSF certified. Treadway, or Cole, do you know what that means?
What does that mean?
That means that with this sticker right here, everything that we say is in this product is actually in this product. So if you're a coach, if you're a player, if you're a cheerleader, you can take our products and you won't have to worry about pissing hot on a drug test.
Thank you, Cole. Or Treadway.
Awesome, thanks. Now we're back.
Now we're
All right.
back. Now we're back. Ben's your trainer, right?
Yeah, I've been working
So-
out with Ben. He's getting me right.
Yeah, Ben Kaufman just walked through. We'll have to have him on the podcast at some point. He just came to get his order, but dude just started his first gym.
Same thing, man.
Yeah,
Great
man.
young
Fuck yeah.
entrepreneur, just
Fuck
has
with
the
it.
great mindset.
Yeah, fuck with it, man.
So what do you kind of like envision going forward? Or like what's something that
Dude.
you want
Danny,
to do?
why are you such a fucking unit, bro?
I did arms this morning.
Ah! All right,
Did triceps
continue.
this morning too. Shout out
I
triceps.
love that. I love that.
We need to pull that clip, dude.
Yeah.
You should put that on the small arms account.
Which one?
I don't know. Go ahead.
The small arms account needs to blow up.
Yeah.
You got to get on that. You got to get on that.
I need to up my game.
What was your question? It
the
was good.
future, right?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
forward, man. I don't know. I mean, what's funny is we're 15 years in trying to perfect the model. That's the biggest thing. The model is still. I've been grinding for so long.
15 years in trying to perfect the model.
Big time, because we have revenue, of course, but the margins aren't where they need to be.
Are they ever?
Well, they're definitely not right now. I tell
Yeah, I
everyone,
feel that.
my wife has a real job. I film sports is what I tell people. That's what I tell people. So it's a little easier that way. But perfecting the model, because I think once it is perfected, and what I need to get some of my time back so I can help perfect it. I'm still grinding on the daily stuff, doing a lot of little minor stuff that I really should be doing more higher end stuff so I could try to grow the business. But I like to perfect the model and then see where it goes from there. 'Cause I think it could work in obviously any community.
Yeah.
But we do sell like team apparel now. That's been a big part of our business. That's actually changed our business, being able to capitalize on our
It's
audience.
another revenue source.
Another
bro.
revenue stream, which is huge.
Yeah, it's big.
I want to do some educational type stuff, teach people how we do what we do, in a variety of ways. Maybe sell that.
Like, are you trying to get in as many schools as humanly possible?
No.
Or, okay. That's
No.
what I was trying to get at.
No,
right there was-
not under our current roof. Like, do you franchise it? Do you hire a territory manager and go to another area? I think some version of a level of a franchise maybe. So when I first started, my idea was that people like me who wanted to be on TV or wanted to be a journalist, and there was not a career path that was both good quality of life and actually financially stable. So the idea was, can we create a media entity that could provide both of those things and completely flip the game?
Yep.
And it still doesn't exist. So I could see, former journalists like myself or kids coming out of college says, I don't want to go that path. I want to buy a Storied Rivals franchise, make a little bit more money, and work a little better hours.
And the path is put together.
That's
Well,
so that's
think
probably
about-
the future more.
Think
Yeah,
about
yeah.
this,
That's
like
cool.
there's the Mr. Electric, or there's these franchises that are like they're based on one kind of skill, right? But it's all laid out, and if you have some, you can just jump right into that business in your area. That makes sense because there could be a Storied Rivals franchise in four different parts of Ohio, probably.
Right, and they don't have to be big. Like maybe this is the big one where we have a lot of teams, but it really could be a profitable thing. I was running the numbers the other day. If it's just one person, how many teams you want to cover in your area? Okay, well here's what you end up making. And maybe we handle the sponsorship side for you because we have more experience selling the
Yeah.
sponsorships. Maybe we handle the apparel side for you. You get a cut of that. I don't know.
There could be a path, though.
I got to figure it out because adding more teams is not the answer. Now, if we add a team and then stack a lot of advertising and apparel on that team, yes. But every time we add a team, it stretches resources even more thin. Now, we don't really reach out to clients trying to sign teams. They usually come to us at this point, and we're pretty much maxed out all the time. But if a team calls us, I'm almost heartbroken to say we can't do it, and that's really never happened. If anything, I'm like, we can do 1 or 2 games. I can't commit
Got it.
to a lot, especially if they're a little further away, just because we don't have the resources. And even like, can you get a guy in Wheeling to film? Like, not easier said than done. I mean, I'd have to really search. They'd have to go through training, and you can't train football without live action either.
Yeah,
That's true.
that would
Yeah.
be tricky.
Yeah, which this was going to go to my next question. What's like, I guess, 3 to 5 tips on someone who sees what you guys are doing is like, I want to learn how to, whether it's edit video or whatever. What's like the best piece
Dude,
of
I
advice
love
you can
that.
give to them?
I love that. You know how you do it? You go out and do it. You grind. I don't care if it's a freaking phone. Go out and do it, and then be 100% self-aware of how good you are and where you're at. People want to shoot something, get feedback right away, and think they're number one. I'm like, dude, no. Like, if I see a video that's better than ours, I'm like, okay, that's sick. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, I like that, or I like that piece, and maybe we can incorporate that. But people don't want to do. We have all the time people reach out, hey, can I work for you? I'm like, you can. I'd love for you to, but you have zero skill. Or people come out of college. This is the big one. People come out of college, and I post a job, and I say must include reel. I'll get 100 applicants, no reels. The only reel I got was a rack focused on a flower. I'm like, that's what you went to college for 4 years? I'm like, so one of my best guys, he's now he had left a year ago. He's on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, their main media guy. Dude's a baller. Never went to college. He freelanced for us out of high school. He could shoot. I'm like, dude, you want to work for us? I didn't care about a degree. I wanted him to have experience. So how do you get into it? How do you get better? You just got to do it, and you got to stay committed to it. And I've been down the road. I've done plenty of free work in my lifetime, more than I'd like to admit. To get the reps, to make the connections, and I still do pro bono work here and there. But got to be willing to go and put in the work. I got a guy that this is a great story. One of my best guys is autistic. Mm-hmm. He's from Cambridge. Yep. He's high functioning. Lil Webb. Shout out Lil Webb.
Shout out Webb.
He is one of the most reliable people you could ever have. That kid would work 24 hours a day and never complain once. He just loves it. And how he got on board with us is, I protect the brand. I want to make sure that, I'm not doing any charity cases or anything like that. We got a business to run. And I saw him making stuff on his own. Here he is autistic. He is, he had got bullied in the past. But his confidence, man, he didn't care. He's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my stuff out there. I'm like, dang, that's huge. And he was filming stuff for his hometown team. And I'm like, man, you want to come like shadow us? And he did. He came for a year, unpaid. And not like we were making money off his back. He wasn't really doing work we were using, but he was putting in his time. We gave him an extra camera, shoot it, we'll coach you, shoot it, we'll coach you. Never complained, did it. Year later, I'm like, you want a job?
He finally got to the point where he was good enough.
It's kind of like Corey did with you guys, just bring you in, low level, let you earn your way in, right? And it wasn't – I'm not saying everyone has to do that, but he wanted to do it. He wanted to do it so bad. And, I love that kid. He's back editing right now.
And he earned your respect, too.
100%.
Because of his work and his –
100%. Here's a kid who, in high school, got bullied. Mm-hmm. People said whatever about him. He went out for the football team. He played football. He still loves football. He's super independent. And so do it. Yeah. Go and do it.
That's a great story, Aaron. Yeah. How long has that guy been working for you?
Oh, a few years now, 3 or 4. We're actually working on a little piece, like a little mini short film with him.
That's awesome.
To kind of build up other kids that are in his realm that might, that might have a little hesitation. He is super high functioning, but and he embraces it too. That's awesome. He has his Autism Warrior shirt he wears. He really tries to be a spokesperson for it. So
that's great, man. Okay. Well, shit, Aaron. Anything else you want to share with these young entrepreneurs listening, man?
Grind, don't quit. When you want to jump off a bridge, don't do it. Get to the next hour, you won't want to jump anymore. I tell people all the time, man. Like
when you get to the next
one, dude, I look for a bridge about 5 different times per day. But then 5
it's all
other
about
times,
solutions, dude.
Yeah, and then I'm like, all right, calm down. All right, I'm good. So, man, just fight through it. If you want to take a chance, take the chance and go all in. Don't go half in. You got to go all in to really see if it's going to work. And it's okay if it doesn't work. You can always do something else.
Well, yeah, or you can shift it like this way just a little bit. It might work even better. Like, that's the thing. Like, you got to be on the fly.
And don't worry about what other people are doing. You just grind.
Yeah.
And you can look to other people for inspiration, but don't think that you're not good enough because you're not doing this. Dude, you're not somebody. You're not something until you're something. Right? Yeah. The brand isn't anything till it's something. So no one's going to know you for a long time and not going to mess with you for a long time. But finally, they're going to get it, be like, oh, that pops.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's the advice, man, the young entrepreneurs. Just do it, and you got to be all in.
Fucking love it. Where can they find you at, Aaron?
At Storied Rivals on every platform. Need to grow our TikTok like you guys, man. I know it's popping. We need to put some time into it. But at Storied Rivals, my personal social media is trash because I don't really post anything. But I got to do it. I got to do it, man.
The content guy talking about his
I'm telling you, man.
You need to do what Trey does. Just post a picture shirtless every morning and tell everybody good morning.
No, that would be.
You got all the fucking mommies after him, bro.
Yeah.
Dude,
pull that clip.
I
Aaron,
love it, man. Absolutely.
Glad to have you on here, buddy.
Thanks so much for having us.
Absolutely.
And thanks for the partnership, man. Kids love it.
Yeah, shit, bro. It's been amazing. All right, I'm your boy Corey G. That's Small Arms, Danny. This is at Trey Speed and the graphic gangster himself, Cole Susak. Aaron, it was good having you on. We out.